for joining COABE Meet the Author series. I am Shaketta Thomas, Region 2 representative for COABE. Today, we are speaking with Pamela McCuen, who is a contributing author to our latest journal edition, which focuses on learning differences. Welcome, Pamela.
Good to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us here today. Could you tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself and your background?
My name is Pamela McCuen. I am in corrections education. I am currently an academic teacher teaching in a GED classroom at Calhoun CI, at Calhoun Correctional Institution. And my article is about the learning differences behind the gate, because we don't do things quite the same way everybody else in education does.
Such a true statement. You know, as a correctional educator myself, I was so thrilled to see an article that discusses the challenges of teaching in a correctional setting. In fact, at one point in the article, you stated that teaching in corrections is not for the faint at heart. There are a lot of challenges. So what inspired you to write this article for COABE?
My inspiration was actually our academic administrator has recently gone back to special education to be a special education administrator. And she noticed that you were calling for authors, and she suggested that I might be interested. When I was teaching public school, I taught 2nd, 4th, and 5th grade, and I was known as the ADHD teacher. That being the case, I would have 5, 6 little boys in any given class that had ADHD. So coming to prison, of course, I get to see the grown-up version of those little boys that I used to have in class, because a lot of our inmates have gotten in trouble for the very things that got those students in trouble. I deal with executive function and ADHD in the article because those are specialty areas. Again, being the ADHD teacher, I carried all of those experiences into the prison. Prison is a culmination of everything that I've ever done. And I've taught in several different situations, shall we call them. And these are literally my little boys in adult clothing.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for, answering that call, because correctional education does present unique challenges, but it also presents unique opportunities as well. So how do you believe adult education practitioners will benefit from reading your article?
I believe that every teacher faces challenges, no matter what they happen to be and no matter what their setting is. Because we're doing what I like to call old school teaching, we don't have as much digital literacy here. We don't have the opportunities that a lot of public school teachers currently are in Florida are getting, like technology, like Chromebooks, like our inmates have tablets. We have Chromebooks to do testing. But we deal with things from a paper and pencil and chalkboard and chalk perspective. We have whiteboards, but we're doing things a lot of the old-fashioned way. So when we're coming across the special needs of a lot of our students, it's a little harder to address in some ways, and in other ways it's as easy as just crossing the street and going over to our mental health facility that happens to be on the compound and saying, hey, I have this inmate that has this issue. It's about collaboration for us. So I believe that the teachers that read this article will feel that as much as read it. I believe that they'll feel the collaboration that is required between teachers in order to make the classroom the very best that it can be, no matter who you're collaborating with.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm glad you highlighted, one of those unique challenges is that the digital divide that we have been speaking about. And of course, that really does heavily impact those inside of the correctional setting, because many institutions do not allow for internet or any connectivity of that nature. But the opportunity is through those challenges is the ability to be creative and work collaboratively. So thank you so much for speaking to that. But how do you think the learners will walk away from this article? How will it benefit them?
I think that the learners will benefit being able to recognize whether it be their own symptom or the symptom of someone close to them, because I have a lot of conversations, particularly obviously with inmates But I also talked to a lot of parents who knew that their child had a problem, but they didn't know how to fix it. And I hear fix it a lot. I believe adult learners need to learn how to adjust to their own problems and adapt to their own issues. So if they can recognize and name what their disability is, and I hesitate to use that word because they are so able. All of them are so able, and that's what, again, the article addresses, is the ways that we address that the adult is able to deal with it. They're able to identify, the learner will be able to identify and work through their own difficulty and see ways and strategies that they can work through their own difficulties. And again, the teachers will also, at the same time, the educators will also learn ways that they can help with that process, because adults, upon identifying, oh, I did that when I was a kid, I remember that. I hear this on a daily. It's difficult as an adult to not only acknowledge, but to do something about it. And I think that's what the learner will carry from this, is ways to deal, strategies to function.
Awesome. And your article also speaks to learners' adverse experiences that they may have had before, and how that impedes learning and developing a different mindset. So what do you hope readers will be able to gain as far as takeaway and be able to do to negate those challenges of our learners?
I think that this will be the motivation for the statement that I use in my class, is focus on the objective, not on the obstacle. I think that the article shows what the obstacles are, but it also shows a myriad of ways to look at the objective instead, and to establish the objective instead. I think that it gives that inspiration that anybody can do it. I'm just a normal, ordinary person living in normal, ordinary day-to-day life. My kids call me Wonder Woman, but the rest of the world doesn't believe it. Anybody can deal with the myriad of challenges, and anybody can overcome them. And I think that this will provide that inspiration and motivation to be able to get out there and make that happen.
Well, for me, you're definitely Wonder Woman. Anyone who accepts the challenge of working with adults, especially working with adults who are incarcerated, definitely deserves and earned their cape. And I like how you speak to in the article about, just being resilient. The students' resilience, the educators' resilience, and working as a team to just accomplish goals and objectives. So while you say that this field may not be for the faint at heart, really what it takes is that tenacity to just keep pushing and moving forward to achieve goals. But is there anything else that you would like to share with us in pertaining to your article and your career field?
I am just so thankful for the opportunity to be able to do this. My daughter was beside herself when she found out that I was going to be published. And oh my gosh, Mom, you're going to be published. Don't you think this is a big deal? And I'm thinking, nah, I don't know yet. I'm just starting the process. My students are absolutely, they're sitting outside my window. I'm in my bubble, and they're sitting outside my window cheering me on even as we speak, because they know where I am and what I'm doing. And this has been such a motivation for them, because they're seeing it in action. And so many of them have such talent. And they're getting to see their teachers' talent shine through. And so many of them I've encouraged to write, because that growth mindset, we do a lot of the growth mindset stuff. And because of that growth, they grow through their writing, and they grow through their art, and they grow through the things that we do in class. And they're getting to see it happen in real life, step by step. The frustration, I have to change it again, I didn't quite get it right. How do we do this? Because I don't think about how we do it. So I've gone back to my students and asked them those questions. And so I'm getting to see this ripple effect. And I'm so thankful that they get to see all of this, and they get to watch it all happen.
Well, it has really truly been a great honor having you here today, and truly being a model before our students, getting ourselves in those uncomfortable positions where we are challenging ourselves to do something new, truly do speaks to our students, and that's what you were able to do here. And we at COABE are so thankful for that. If you haven't already downloaded the article or checked it out, please make sure you do. Today we're here with Pamela McCuen, who contributed the article "Learning Differently, Education Behind Bars," truly changing the mindset of our learners. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, my name is Shaketta Thomas, your Region 2 representative for COABE.